Good morning. My name is Prophet Lindell McCrimmon. I'm honored to be with you this morning. I'm coming forward today with the second part of Coming Out of the Dark, where my father delivers me from premarital sex. And I recalled many years ago, I began my sexual activities at the age of 18. And I proceeded to look for my father's love again in all the wrong places. I remember at one point I was raped uh, a couple of times. Uh, from that experience, I didn't stop looking for my father's love. I continued to uh, premarital sex with young men, middle-aged men, and sometimes older men, hoping that I would find the love in them. But of course, the void, each and every sexual encounter that I had or relationship was not fulfilling because the void would always continually be empty. And I continued even after having my son, not aware that it was an addiction. Sex became an addiction for me. And at some point in time, there was one particular young man that entered into my life just the way I liked. Just what I liked from the outward appearance. And then, at that time, I didn't know that looks are deceiving. But this particular one was the one that took me to hell and prostituted me, wanted me to have what they called PPP, OPP, other people's partners. Well, that was a bit too much for me. And only because I had been raised in the church and my grandmother prayed for me, I recalled that this particular activity was not for me. Because he wanted me to sleep in the bed with him and other partners. Well, this was a no-no for me. But I was hooked. I was addicted to the sex. So now I needed some help. And I recall praying and asking the Father, the Heavenly Father, to help me to deliver me from this sexual behavior, which I had now become addicted. And I heard a still small voice, and it said to me, now you will be without a man. And of course, I responded and I said, but I can't do it. I can never be without a man. And periodically, the still small voice would come and say, you're going to be without a man. And at that point, I began to go into spirit of resentment against the sound of this voice that was talking with me. But at some point in time, I found myself without a man. And I heard the still small voice say to me, I'm going to use you for my glory. And in order for me to use you, I could not allow you to continue this sexual behavior. So now my deliverance come. And I tell you, it was one of the most horrific experience that I've had as far as going through sexual withdrawal. I recall at some point in time I was in the room, my bedroom, and this particular Saturday, I believe it was, I was locked in my bedroom crying and yelling and screaming, tearing down everything that I could put my hands on, not realizing that these were spirits that had been logged in me, because what he shared with me, Father shared with me, that whenever we have sexual activity or sexual intercourse with men, and these men are not aware that if they've had sex with another person, that sometimes, not all the time, that person is filled with different spirits. And so once we have sexual intercourse with a man, young man, middle-aged man, or old man, that is filled with other women's spirits from prior sexual intercourse, when we erect or consummate with this person, these spirits are actually transferred within us. And so this withdrawal that I had to go through was horrific. And I would liken it unto when one is addicted to drugs, no matter which type of drug it is, alcohol, heroin, crack, whatever, cocaine, marijuana. If we are addicted, we go through a withdrawal. And this withdrawal from sexual activity was devastating for me, but my Father was with me as he was with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. In the fire, he was with me. And I have to say today, because of my willingness for him to help me, my obedience to what he's directed me to do, once again, he's delivered me because my Father loves me. So before he could deliver me, he had to expose me to me in order to get me to see me. And today I have to say, I'm so grateful to him, the Holy Father, the Holy Son, the Holy Spirit, which is one, who has come to fill the void that I have. I no longer look for men for love. I no longer seduce men for love. I no longer prostitute myself for love, because my Father love is filling me, is delivering me, even to this very moment. And I'm very proud to say to everyone that is listening, this is the Father's love. It's only the Father's love, which is his truth, that delivers us and sets us free from the things that has been tormenting us. So I want to say also today, and I'm happy to say, that I have been celibate for 33 or 34 years, because my Father came to deliver me from myself, that he may cleanse me, prepare me, anoint me to become a vessel of excellent. Not that I have already arrived, but to be here sitting in this place today to share with you part two of coming out of the dark because my Father loves me. So I thank you for listening today. I hope that this will help everyone that listen and that will listen. The Father loves you as well as myself, and I thank you today. And Father, I thank you for my deliverance from premarital sex.